Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Me and my family went up to Michigan for a few days to visit a friend of mine, and I just thought it would be really fun to take you guys along since we started out at the very bottom of Michigan and worked our way all the way up to the Canadian border. It's currently around 5:30 a.m., and this is my second coffee of the morning, but I've been up since like 2 a.m. and barely got any sleep last night, so I just felt like I needed it. I kind of forgot to film very much between Missouri and Michigan, but here we are crossing the line. And here's a cute little rest stop we found. I don't remember the name of this town, but it was located right across the state line. After that, we found a place to pull off, and I got to see Lake Michigan for the very first time. It was really pretty, but I kept having to tell myself I was looking at a lake, not an ocean. I was really adamant that I wanted to actually see a beach on Lake Michigan, so we drove over to a public area, and I was so excited I got to see a beach. I was really surprised at how calm the water was down here, but this is the lower portion of Lake Michigan. I feel like the further you go north, the prettier the water gets, and in some spots, the waves are actually higher, but it's all really beautiful. I don't remember the name of this town either. I should have paid attention more, but there was a really cool church here. At this point, I think we were all just ready to get out of the vehicle. It has been a really long day, but we were almost to where my friend is. Hey, there she is. She actually has her own YouTube channel, so if you guys want to go follow her, her name is Audrey Plusinski. If you don't know how to spell that, that's okay. I will leave her name in the description. Once we got to the house we were staying in, we just made a bonfire and relaxed. We were all super tired. And the next day, I got on a kayak that the house provided. It was really crazy to me that I was this far away from the bank, and this is how deep the water was. I am not used to that. Where I live, it gets really deep, really fast, but it was a really nice day, so we went and we rented a boat, and we went and did some fishing, and we went under this really tiny bridge. I wasn't sure that we were going to make it because we were on a pontoon, but somehow we did. Now, this isn't a bridge that you can actually stand on your boat while you're going under it. It was just way too low for that, so we all just sat down while we went under it. I got a fishing license, but I really didn't fish a whole lot. I just mainly tanned. But my husband and my dad both caught quite a few. One of them was pretty big. Later that night, I went out with my friend Audrey, and we went to this one place where people write their names or whatever they want on dollar bills, and then they staple them to the sides of the building. I don't know. I thought it was really cool, so of course we had to do it.
Yay! Thank you.
The next day, we traveled up further north, and we stopped at this place called the Sleeping Bear Dune. The visitation center had a whole bunch of cool stuff. It just kind of showed what the dunes had and how Lake Michigan was formed. I will say I'm really surprised just how similar Michigan is to Missouri. I know whenever my friend Audrey came to visit Missouri, she said she was really surprised how similar Missouri was to Michigan, so that's kind of cool. After we left the visitation center, we stopped at this little beach, and you can definitely tell that the waves are a little bit bigger than they were at the last beach that we stopped at. And I definitely think that the water is prettier over here than it was over there. I kind of wonder if it has something to do with the fact that the waters are more open over here than they are down lower. I don't know, let me guys know if you think that's accurate. Regardless, it was really beautiful. After that, we went over to the Sleeping Bear Dunes Trail. Now this right here is just the base of the trail. There is so much I could say about this place, but I decided that I'm going to save it for its own special video, so stay tuned for that. But the trail did lead to a very pretty scenery. I thought it was really cool that the road we were about to be on was called Homestead Road, so had to include that. And this might be the next day. I really thought I was going to walk out here and get a cute little aesthetic video, but the wind was so crazy, the water was really choppy, so I did my best. Not to mention it was really cold. It was like in the 50s this day, and the wind was really sharp. But later on in the day, we went over to Mackinac City. I'm pretty sure that that bridge you're looking at is what separates Lake Michigan and Lake Huron. I could be wrong though, so please don't quote me on that. Also, I had no idea that these guys were in Michigan. I thought that they mainly stayed around like saltwater areas. But when we got to Mackinac City, we stopped at this really cute bakery, and they had some really good coffee and some really good baked goods. After that, we crossed over the bridge and headed towards the Sulaks. This bridge did not seem this big whenever I was on the beach, but I guess it was a lot bigger than I expected. Mackinac City coffee definitely hits different. Seeing the Canada sign was definitely crazy for me because I have never seen a different country before. We did not get to go into Canada because we don't have passports, but right across the Sulaks is Canada, so we at the very least got to see it. Even if it was from a distance, it was still cool to be able to say I did see a different country. And the Sulaks was really cool. I honestly expected the water to rise really rapidly, but it did not. It was very slow, so slow in fact we took a break and went over to the visitation center and looked around and came back. And the visitation center was really cool. It told all about how the Sulaks was formed. Also, where you see it says Burns Harbor, that should kind of give you an idea on where we started out. Here we are back at the Sulaks where the boat finally arrived. That was pretty cool to look at. I got myself a little souvenir and we headed back over the bridge towards Mackinac City. We got ourselves some lunch and headed back towards the house we were staying in, and we packed up and got ready to leave the next day. I think we left out at like 4 a.m. We stopped at a rest stop in Indiana and it had a really cool bathroom floor I had to show you guys. Further down the road was this really beautiful cross. And that is the end of this video. Thanks for watching.